everyone, it's Nezzle. Welcome back to my channel Nezzle and to another Nezzle Talk. In today's video, I am going to be chatting with you about some stress management tips that I have been trying to implement in my life over the last couple of weeks or so. I am not sure if you saw my community post or my latest vlog where I indicated that I have been dealing with some issues and that my schedule will be a bit off in terms of the times and the days that I'm posting videos. But I thought that it would be cool to share some of the tips and tricks that I've been using to try and better handle how I've been feeling. So in case you are dealing with something and you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed out or something of the sort, that maybe one or more of those tips will be helpful to you. So if this is a topic that interests you, then please keep watching, and of course like this video if you enjoy it. Leave a comment in the comment section letting me know your thoughts on it, and feel free to share any other tips that you have that I may not mention that you think might help other persons. And of course subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. I post these Nezzle Talks as well as vlogs weekly, and so once you subscribe and turn on your post notifications, you will be notified every time the videos go live. So without further ado, let's get into some of the tips and tricks that I have been using to help me manage, I guess I'd say, during this period, and just help me to feel like I'm staying afloat. And my first tip is exactly what I have been doing in terms of taking a step back from the things that demand my attention. Anything that is not a priority in your life. If you are feeling stressed out and you just feel like you need to take time to focus on you, then it doesn't hurt to take a bit of a step back. I know sometimes it can feel like whatever you have to do is life or death and you just always have to keep doing, but that can also be a contributing factor to your stress levels. You may or may not be stressed because of that particular thing, but by feeling like you cannot step back from it, that can add more stress to your life. So regardless of what you're stressed out about, if there are areas in your life where you can pull back a bit and either reduce the amount of time that you spend working on that particular thing or dealing with that particular thing, then take a little break. It doesn't hurt to take a break once you can. If it's something that is really pressing and you have to get it done, then okay, that is fine. In life, sometimes we have to push through even when it's tough. But if it's something that doesn't have a specific time limit, then try. I mean, for me, it was hard to decide that I am going to veer off of my schedule because I like my schedule. I like knowing that I post every Tuesday and every Friday and having a time. It keeps me accountable. And I know that some of you guys really look forward to the post. But I had to ask myself, how am I going to maintain my mental health so that I can continue to bring the content that you guys enjoy watching and that I enjoy making? And so I knew that I needed to take a little step back and deal with me, because emotional health is just as important as your physical health. So often we will run to the doctor when something is wrong with us physically. So you wake up, your head hurts, something hurts, your hand, your back, whatever it might be, and you're quick to go to the doctor to figure out what is wrong. But we don't often give enough attention to our emotional and mental health. And those are just as important. So if you are feeling stressed out, take time to deal with it, because that stress can spill over into other areas of your life, and you may find that you are feeling physical effects of it afterwards. So if you can pull back from something, then trust me, pull back. You'll thank me later. My next tip is to have a positive attitude towards whatever it is that you're dealing with. However stressful it might be, however much it might feel like the world is ending, take a moment and really just ask yourself, if all of the things that could possibly go wrong went wrong, how badly off would you be? Would you be able to survive it? Would you be able to deal with it? Because many times we think that the worst situation is the worst possible thing that could ever happen to us. But sometimes the worst situation is just that, the worst situation in that particular instance. And sometimes what we think is the worst actually can have some positive effects in our lives. It can help to strengthen us because we have learned how to deal in a tough situation. And sometimes we save ourselves years and years of struggling to try to achieve that goal or please that person. So focus on what good could come out of whatever the stressful situation is. So if you're worried about losing your job, what possible good could come out of it? I know that may not seem like a lot, but you may have more time to spend with your family. You may have more time to spend with your pets or to spend doing some gardening. So try to look at the positive side no matter how negative it might seem. My next tip is to just accept that certain things are outside of your control. It can be so easy to try to control everything. I am this kind of person. I like to have things planned out. I like to schedule and make lists and organize things. And it can be really hard if things that I plan don't go as planned. But by accepting that things won't always go the way you think they should go or want them to go, or even the way that you have meticulously outlined them to go, you will be a lot less stressed. Just accept that sometimes things are outside of your control. Sometimes things will just go haywire and there's nothing you can do about it. So instead of stressing out, instead of crying and freaking out, just accept that that is the way it is. Or if crying and freaking out is part of your process, then do that. But then accept that that is the way it is. Because sometimes having a good cry helps you to relieve your stress. So if that's you, then go right ahead. Don't let anyone tell you you cannot cry or you cannot express your emotions. Express yourself, preferably in a quiet setting. You don't have to make a spectacle of yourself, but it is good to express how you feel. But then just accept that not everything in life is ever going to be under your control, because you are not the supreme being. You are not God. And so there are going to be things that you just won't be able to control. And the quicker that you accept that, the better you will feel. Another thing that has proven to help me in various areas of my life, including dealing with stress and emotional well-being and all of that, is to exercise regularly. For the past maybe 10 or so years, I have been frequently exercising. I enjoy exercise, and I don't do it necessarily to look a particular way or anything like that. Those are benefits, those are add-ons. But one of the main reasons that I exercise is because I enjoy it. I enjoy moving my body. I enjoy being able to lift weights and to be able to move quickly and to do burpees and these kinds of things. They help to improve my self-confidence and they help to relieve my stress. Sometimes if I'm really feeling stressed out about something, maybe at work, maybe at home, maybe even to do with getting a video out on time or whatever, it helps sometimes to just take a break and to do a quick workout, to let those endorphins out, and just feel good. So if you are not someone who's into exercise, I highly recommend it. Exercise has changed my life. I am stronger, I am fitter, and it helps me to feel better. So during those moments when I feel really overwhelmed or I feel depressed, well, not depressed, but I feel sad and I just don't feel like doing anything, I try and push myself to at least start moving. Because another thing with exercise is that most times you may not feel like starting, but believe me, once you do about 5 to 10 minutes of it, you don't want to stop, at least not right away. Unless you're doing some crazy thing and then it's like you're feeling like you're dying. But just some good exercise, nothing too extreme, will definitely help you. Now, another thing that I do recommend if you are feeling overly stressed or just worn out is to focus on your hobbies. Do some things that you enjoy, because it's so easy to just stick to a routine and go through the motions day after day after day. But I am sure that there are things that you enjoy. So whether you are someone who just likes to stay in with a good book, or you like to be out in nature, going for a run, going for a hike, going to the beach, those kinds of things can really help you to feel better about everything. They give you a moment to escape whatever it is that you're dealing with and to just be. So whether you're escaping into a story in a book, or you're going off on an adventure with friends, or you're looking at a movie that you get engrossed in, or you're playing an instrument where you get to focus on the notes and just focus on perfecting that musical assortment, whatever it might be that you enjoy, whatever hobby gives you joy, spend some time doing that. Because life is short, guys. I'm telling you, time flies by. So try and spend as much of it as you can doing the things that you enjoy, because you will have a much better quality of life and your stress levels will be a lot lower. So like for me, during this period of time, I have been trying to take time to do things that I enjoy. I went hiking over the weekend. You're gonna see a vlog for that in the coming weeks. I have been reading more. I've been spending time with the people I love, which is another point I'm going to get to very soon. And I've been doing things to help me get back to that place that I need to be, so that I can feel like I can really give more to others, because I know that I have been taking care of myself. So spend some time doing things that you enjoy. Now, as I mentioned, spending time with the people that you love. That is another great way to reduce your stress. And when I say this, I'm not talking about people who you like but who don't necessarily like you or uplift you. I'm talking about the people who you can pour into and who also pour into you. Spending time with people who are a joy to be around, those kinds of people are the people you want to surround yourselves with when you're feeling stressed out, when you're feeling down, when you're just feeling not yourself. If you're feeling down, you don't want to be around people who are going to bring you lower. You want to be around people who will give you a hug, who will just be like, you know what, you're having a bad day, but tomorrow is a new day. The sun will shine again tomorrow. And people who can help you to just forget whatever it is you're dealing with in that moment and to enjoy the moment, or who will help you to get whatever it is that you're struggling with done. Because sometimes when you're stressed out, you need a break. Other times when you're stressed out, you need some help. So one, you want to be able to know the difference. Is it time for a break, or do you need someone to give you another hand or two? Figure out which one it is and then try to do that. But definitely surround yourself with positive people, because the people we surround ourselves with can really play a huge role in our mental health. People who always have something negative to say are not gonna have you feeling positive and chipper and happy. Trust me, I'm telling you. So try and be around people who are uplifting, and you also try to be someone who is uplifting. Don't be a downer, because people won't want to be around you, and then you're going to feel even less about yourself. So if you feel like you are too down to be around people, maybe take a moment, do a few things like you enjoy, like the hobbies I mentioned, spend some time in prayer. As a believer, I personally spend a lot of time talking to God, because He fills me up, and that plays a huge role in me then being able to be a joy around others. But whatever works for you, if it is spending time meditating, spending time just alone in nature, whatever helps to center you, try and do that, so that when you go around people, you are not dulling their light, but you can all shine together. Also, when you're feeling stressed and so, it is so important to eat well as well as to sleep well. Sometimes when you're stressed out, it's easy to skip meals because you want to meet a deadline, or you want to get certain things done, or you don't sleep because you're trying to catch up on work or whatever it might be. But food, healthy, nutritious meals, as well as sleep, in addition to exercise, which I mentioned before, are critical to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. If you're not sleeping, you're eating junk, and you're not drinking enough water, all of these things will only lead to a decreased quality of life. So eat well. Make time to plan out your meals, or to just have a schedule in terms of what you're going to eat. Sometimes we tend to leave things for last minute. I do that a lot, and then I can end up either buying meals or eating some crap. But whenever I make the effort to actually plan out my meals, what I'm going to eat each day, even if it's not something concrete, but I have a general idea. It really helps me to eat better, and that in turn helps me to feel better. So eat well, sleep well, drink your water, and of course, as I said before, get moving. Even if it's just a little dance, guys, all of that really helps. It is also important that you know how to say no when you need to say no. A lot of times, people are stressed out because they don't know how to say no. You feel like you have to say yes to everything. And I used to be that person. I remember there was a point in time in my life where I felt like I could not tell people no. I just did not know how to do it. I didn't want to disappoint people. So anyone who asked me to do anything, even if I didn't feel comfortable doing it, even if I didn't have the time to get it done, I would say yes. And then I would be stressed out. Either stressed out because I really didn't want to do it, and now I have agreed to do something and I don't feel like that is something that I should be doing, or I had 10 other things that I already said yes to, and now I have no idea how I'm going to fit this extra thing into the 24-hour day that we have been given. So learn to say no. This one might seem basic, but I know there's a lot of people who struggle with saying no. I've come a long way there. I still sometimes feel a little pressure depending on who asks, but for the most part, I say no when I know that I simply cannot do something, or I just won't be able to give my best. Because you also don't want to agree to do 10,000 things and then you really just give a mediocre performance in all of those things, as opposed to agreeing to 2 or 3 and then you're able to give your best. So you'll be less stressed and your performance will be better. So say no, not all the time. Don't just be somebody who's always no, 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 sorry, can't help you. But take time and decide what is worth your time, what you want to put your time into, and everything else just politely decline. You don't have to be rude about it, but you can simply let them know that right now you're not able to fit it into your schedule. Try it. It just might help you feel a lot better and a lot less stressed. All right, we're coming towards the end. I have 2 more tips. One is to avoid any kind of negative behavior. So things like alcohol and drugs and those things, it can be very easy when you're stressed out to turn to things like that. It can be easy to say, you know what, I'll just drown my sorrows in a bottle of rum or wine or something, or I'll just go off and smoke something or whatever. But those things never help. They will not help. Even if they provide temporary relief or temporary pleasure, in the long run, they may run you into more problems than anything else. So as I said earlier, look at it in a positive way, and then also look for positive ways to deal with how you are feeling. So I mentioned some before, like hobbies, exercise, going out with friends, those kinds of things, positive friends. But stay away from any negative behaviors that are surely not going to help you to feel better in the long run. And my final tip, if none of these things help and you're still there feeling just stressed out and you don't know what to do, then contact a professional. It never hurts to speak to someone who is versed in that area, who can just help you to figure out how you're feeling a bit better and guide you through it. I personally work as a guidance counselor. I have my master's in counseling psychology, and I have worked with persons who just needed someone to talk it through with them. Not to solve their problems, because that's not what a counselor does, but to help you to better understand how you are feeling and to guide you as to what you can do to improve that feeling. So if none of these tips help, or if you just want someone who is more hands-on and involved with you in the situation, then definitely get in contact with a professional in your area who can help you to better deal with how you're feeling and chart the way forward. But I really hope that this video is helpful to you. If you're looking at this video, then I'm guessing maybe you are dealing with something. I mean, after all, we're all stressed out at some point or another. So if you're not stressed out now, something more than likely will happen in the future to cause you to feel that way. So I hope that whether it is that these tips are helpful now or helpful in the future, that they will be helpful to you. And if they are, if you find the video enjoyable, informative, anything like that, then please thumbs it up so that I will know. It really helps me to know what videos are helpful to you so that I know what other content to put out. And of course, if you have a topic that you want me to speak on, then you can send it to me at nezzletalks@gmail.com, or you can simply leave it in the comment section or send me the topic on Instagram. My handle is up there. So subscribe, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Nezzle Talks as well as any future vlogs. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. See you next time. Bye.